Dead. People coming up.
I'm dead.
Two down. One down.
Yes! Nice. Whoa! Nice.
What's going on, guys? Chameleon here. Today I'm going to show you the best class setup for the Krig 6 assault rifle. In the 1.36 update, the Krig received a huge buff, increasing head damage, neck damage, upper and lower torso damage as well. On top of that, many of the dominant ARs such as the AMAX or the FFAR have received nerfs in the more recent updates, making the Krig now one of the best long-range ARs in Warzone. And with this class setup I'm about to show you, you guys are going to dominate Verdansk. What gun do you guys want to see buffed or nerfed next? Leave me a comment below. But real quick before we start, please smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel with the notification bell on. And here we go, let's do this. First up, we have the muzzle. You want to set this to the agency suppressor. It says this will give you sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and effective damage range, along with the cons of slower ADS and less aiming stability. So sound suppression is super important for Warzone because if you don't have your weapon silenced, you'll appear on enemy radars every time you shoot, and that'll give away your position, putting you in danger. But you'll be able to avoid all that thanks to the silencer on the agency suppressor. The agency suppressor also gives you a 5% reduction in vertical recoil control, making it easier to hit your shots. It increases your bullet velocity from the base speed of 606 meters per second to 757 meters per second, a 25% increase, whereas something like the normal suppressor only gives you a 10% increase. The agency also gives you a 10% range increase as well. So these two pros of bullet velocity and range together are going to make it much easier to hit those long range shots. You only lose about 25 milliseconds of ADS speed as a con, which isn't a big deal at all because of all the pros of the agency, making the agency suppressor the clear-cut best choice here to use for Warzone. Next up, we have the barrel. You want to set this to the Ranger barrel. This will give you a 50% increase in bullet velocity, which is the most amongst all the barrels here. So when you combine this with the agency suppressor, you've now taken your bullet velocity from the base speed to 1136 meters per second, and that's perfect for a long range build. You lose ADS movement speed by 20%, but that's not an issue with how you'll be using this gun anyways. Usually you want to prioritize bullet velocity for long range gun builds. The only other option that comes close to this is the mil spec, but that only has a 29% increase in bullet velocity. So definitely stick with the Ranger as your choice here. For the underbarrel, you want to set this to the field agent grip. Overall, the base recoil of the Krig isn't bad. It goes up, right, and then up again. And with the field agent grip, it'll tighten up the recoil pattern really well because it reduces vertical recoil by 7% as well as reducing horizontal recoil by 15%, which is usually tougher to control. So you want to go with the field agent grip for your underbarrel. For the ammo, you want to run the 60 round mags. This isn't the highest damage inflicting AR, so you might run into situations where you need some extra bullets to take out your enemies, especially if you're playing trios or quads. You'll also be using this as a long range AR, meaning reload time won't be as critical since you'll be at a safe distance from your enemy, making the 60 rounds the safest and best option here. Lastly, for the optic, you actually have a few options here. Before, everyone would run the axial arms, then they learned about the low visual recoil of the SUSAT. Even though it came with slower ADS, it was still a good option for long range. And now, more recently, they reworked all the optics in an update, so the SUSAT lost some of its edge, making room for the 4X optic. Long story short, you probably want to run the 3X or the 4X optics. This will be preference based though, so try them all out and see what works best for you and your playstyle. I recommend staying away from the lasers as most of them just increase hipfire or speed, and that's not what we're going to be using this Krig build for. With the stocks, you could use one to increase your sprint to fire time. However, it might even be better to go the wrap route to focus more on increasing your ADS instead. Either way you guys customize it, this is still, right here in my opinion, the best Krig 6 class setup to use for Warzone. My final thoughts on this gun is that it's an amazing long range AR. It wasn't relevant when it first came out, but after all the updates with the buffs and the nerfs of multiple guns, this is definitely one of the best, especially amongst the Cold War ARs. But that about wraps it up for this video. If this was helpful to you or you just enjoyed it, please smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel with the notification bell on, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Oh, it's a full squad. Down one.
Yep.
Repositioning.
One down. One crack. Oh, someone's right here.
Yeah.
Two down. Good.
Enemy down.
God damn
Down.
it.
Other one down.
Damn, man.
Mames, se metieron arriba, güey, del edificio.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I cracked him.
I cracked one. He ran into the building. Oh, there he is. In the wall right there.
One down.
You want beat? Chew.
One down.
Oh my god, no.
He's moving now. I think he's moving further west over here.
Nice.
Ah, there he is. Nice.
They're up.
He's down.
Right across on the pink.
He's down.
You're welcome.
Are you still coming?
One's still
Oh,
on.
no.
There's two. He's down.
He jumped off.
Yeah.
Yes! That's all we care about!
So that's a moral victory for sure. Goodness.
Man.
Still, he just like prone there. Nice.
Oh, there's a guy right below you.
Good job.
One down.
Yeah, sit down. I full killed him. There's the one behind him. There he is.
Oh, who's thirsty, dude?
He's down.
Target right here.
Oh, the ice.
One down.
There you go.
He's coming in.
Shit. On me.
He's down.
Gas damage. You can afford some gas damage. No, someone's chasing you.
Right for you.
Behind you. And they got a bird there.
One's
Got
down.
you right here. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good.
Good. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're all coming from different sides.
one's dead.
Damn it.
He's down.
No, it's
It's two different squads, dude.
2, 3. Yeah, there's 2 guys.
One's down.
3 guys.
One's cracked.
Clean kill.
No.
Good job.
There's
Oh, he's in here.
Enemy UAV overhead.
He made it up. Ah,
There's one ground level.
Someone's up there.
He's down.
I'm looking at it now. He's cleaning up right now. Look at him.
He's cracked.
come on. Nice. I know. And it's done.
Down one.
He's good.
He's down.
Advised, UAV is
Nice. I was
Oh, there's one behind us now too, Yusuf.
enemy UAV overhead.
He's down.
Taking shots.
Nice, Chameleon. Good job.
There's another on me.
There we go.
Dead.
Nice. Chameleon down on everybody.
Door.
Yeah, I broke. I got f***ed up right outside.
Down.
I'm trying to.
Charlie.
One down.
They're on it now.
He's down.
Ground.
Use the back.
Lost him back. Get two people
One
back.
down.
I'm under fire.
Get him. You got him?
I'm taking fire.
Get her. Help me at some point.
Damn.
Behind us. He's
Where's that
cracked.
coming from?
Cracked again.
Oh,
Good. What's left in this? Down one.
Nice, Yusuf.
He's dead.
Dead. I'm going.
towards that direction.
One's down. Full kill. He's cracked. He's down. Another one down here.
That's behind. Get out here. Go.
oh,
He's
me.
down.
One's coming in.
Down.
I'm
Dead.
hurt.
He's down. Good.
Yeah, there's so much happening across
There's
in that
a
other
sniper right
factory.
I'm going.
Yeah, he did a push.